Heliocentrism is a sun-centered universe, or a sun-centered existence, if you will. The teachings of NASA say it's aheliocentric, so the universe is spinning around nothingness, and then the sun is spinning around the universe, and then the earth is spinning around the sun. Now, it is easier to convince people that the earth is not spinning around the sun than it is to convince them that the earth is flat. So flat earth is not geocentrism. Geocentrism is true. Geocentrism is that the earth is the center and that everything is spinning around the earth. Now that became religious dogma. That you look at the pictures of the geocentrists, of the Egyptians, of the Norse, of the Greeks, of the Babylonians. They had a system of an earth-centered existence. And then they came in with their pictures and with their ideologies and with their theologies. Flat earth is not geocentrism. The earth is geocentric and the earth is the center. But then when you add the pictures, you're not putting God, you're not putting the creator, you're not putting the creation as that earth. The earth is the creation. So there's earth, there's the heavens, and there's the hell below us. Now, flat earth is not a religious teaching. It's just not. It's just the true nature of this geocentric nature. And it's taking earth-centered existence. And it's not necessarily putting God in the center of existence. It's just scientifically explaining how the earth works. So we were taught this word called science, and that word is meant to be hypothesis, tests, observations to have a conclusion of your hypothesis, of your question. What is the earth? Is it sun-centered? And we did a bunch of tests and we did a bunch of experiments. We said, no, it's earth-centered. In order to understand the earth-centered part, the creation part, it does go to a religious part. It does go to a God system. But flat earth is not that system. Flat earth does not teach that. Flat earth is just the science, the real science of how the sun, the moon, and the stars work. That's all it is. It shouldn't be that hard for heliocentrists, if they were actually doing science, to wrap their head around flat earth. The reason it is because they're not doing science, they're doing religion. And because they're doing religion, they can't get rid of their religion, and they can't do science. They can't do tests, they can't do observations to come to a different hypothesis. If they were doing true science, science always changes. It has to. It has to, because our understanding of how things work changes as we question things. And then we come to a new understanding. We come to this new revelation of the nature we live in. And if you were actually doing that, you would come to a flat plane of existence. You would come to an earth that is at rest, and the heavens do move around us. We've only dug 8 miles deep. The mantle and the core and all their teachings on that are false. They're not true. It is a religious belief of the heliocentrist. NASA is teaching religion. They're not teaching science. Flat earthers are teaching science. We came up with a test. We came up with an experiment based on a hypothesis because we looked into the science we were taught, and it just didn't make sense. The earth just is not spinning. It's just not moving. It's just not. It's just not spinning. And there just isn't a curve. You guys make me go mad. You make me go crazy trying to explain this to you. You just want to see a curve anywhere and everywhere. You don't want to understand how your eyes work. You want to understand how the pictures work. You want to understand these images because you don't want to admit that you were lied to and you fell for that lie and you loved that lie because you're religious zealots. You're a bunch of science fanboys. Now, we're not replacing it with a religion. We are not. Some like religion and some like to explain a God-centered existence. I do that. I like to do the God-centered existence stuff, but I don't mix that with flat earth. Flat earth is just the model and the home for this existence. It is flat and it is stationary. That is not a religion. Geocentrism turns that into a religion. That's another subject. That's another story. That's another That's another video. But the fact that it's not spinning and you won't admit that it's not spinning and you keep adding excuses to why you say it's spinning is straight up religion. You're doing religion. You're not doing science. And stop calling it science. You're not doing tests and experiments. You're doing videos. And then you say, oh, the laser beam made it. Oh, no, it didn't. Well, Dolby Photoshop made that video. You're living in a video game world, man. You're a bunch of fanboy scientists. You're a bunch of people that won't actually do a test and live with the result. Come up with an experiment that will prove your model. Stop using computers. Stop using Photoshop. Go outside, look at the sun, and ask yourself as you see it set, is it moving or am I moving? Am I tilted at 26.6 degrees? And am I spinning? And that's what's creating this sunset. It's not going out of my view. I look at it and go, it's going out of my view. I'm stationary, and yes, it looks like it's falling from my perspective. If you never had those pictures, if you never had those images, you would just be like, yeah, it's going out of my view. Oh, it's going out of your view because it's spinning on an axis and you're spinning on an axis? That's phony baloney, man. Come on. Get your mind back. Take the challenge.